United concentrated on exploiting the half spaces with Christian Eriksen being unmarked in that area. A 1-2 with Malaysia, who took the advantage by performing this blindside run as Trent Alexander-Arnold was looking at the ball. Then we saw this poor defensive positioning from Luis Diaz, who didn't track back, leaving Sancho in a very good position in the penalty area. As he faked his shot, Milner tried to block it, and that's where Van Dijk had to rush towards Sancho while he's changing his direction. And that's what Milner was explaining to Van Dijk after the goal. Hello there everyone, it is Mitsu here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we will analyze yesterday's match between Man United and Liverpool. Without the ball, Man United used the 4-1-4-1 formation, while Liverpool used their usual 4-3-3. Erik ten Hag used kind of a 4-4-2 while applying the high pressure. Marcus Rashford was the first player in Man United's block during this pressure. The pressure actually caused many problems for Liverpool. The team kept a lot of negative possession and lacked creativity in the midfield. João Gomes was very poor on the ball in this game. Even when he tried to carry the ball forward, his passing was not accurate enough. The high work rate from Man United was visible in many examples, as we saw how they kept a compact shape while applying the pressure, moving as a single unit and pressing high up the pitch. Liverpool, on the other hand, did not take their chances in countering this pressure. We can see here how Rafael Varane was pulled out of position while marking Roberto Firmino. But again, Liverpool didn't have a good passer in the midfield. This video is brought to you by Mètrica Sports, the fundamental tool for every coach and analyst. Create and manage all your video analysis in one platform. Use the coupon MitsoJR at the checkout for a 10% discount. Their high pressure was not high for Jurgen Klopp's standards. Man United found solutions around this pressure, and we can say that it just didn't disturb Man United with building their attacks whatsoever. On the other hand, Man United was able to create chances from their high pressure, as we can see in this example. Notice how the team has multiple players between the midfield and defensive lines of Liverpool, and the transition of Bruno from marking Henderson to performing this forward run between Van Dijk and Gomez. Obviously, Liverpool's backline was in a very bad shape during this game. Man United's off-the-ball movement was also noticeable, as the team was finding short and one-touch passes in the midfield and always looking for a through pass at the end. This midfield of Milner, Henderson and Elliott just had so many problems defensively and offensively. We can see how United transitions to a 3 versus 3 situation by playing one pass only. Offensively, they were not any good either. We can see how Luis Diaz and Firmino in this example are the ones who dropped down. And guess who's performing the forward run? Yes, Milner. I'm pretty sure we all know that this can happen once or twice, but I don't think having Milner performing those forward runs and waiting for something to happen in the box is the ideal plan to attack any Premier League side. The lack of creativity in the midfield made Luis Diaz and Mohamed Salah seem non-existent in the first half. Even the attacks of Liverpool seemed very random, if we can say so. We can see here how everyone is asking for the ball. Then Firmino crosses it to Elliott, the shortest player inside the box. We saw many of these crosses connecting to no one from Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. Having Henderson playing so many backward passes made Virgil van Dijk upset here, as we can see. Nobody is positioned between the block to connect the forward line. And here Henderson angry that Salah didn't perform a forward run so he can throw another misplayed long ball to United's defense. Obviously, all these chats and missed passes show how bad Liverpool were performing in this game. Even the simple link-up plays were not connecting on the sides. We can see how Liverpool's attack was lacking numbers in front of the penalty area. Salah here waiting for anyone to perform a run inside or outside the box. Luis Diaz was the most active player from Liverpool, performing this 1-2 and receiving the ball between Man United's block. We need to give credit to where it's due. Erik ten Hag managed to keep Liverpool's players outside his defensive block for the majority of this match. Van Dijk's passes were the most consistent. He had to go for these because we can see how the midfield is very compact and not even asking for the ball. But again, even when Salah takes his man in a 1 versus 1 situation, Liverpool did not find enough players providing the attacking support. At the end of the first half, Man United used a very low block and Liverpool started pushing forward. Something that I don't really understand was Gomez's positioning in the corners. This is where a full back should be positioned, so he can cross the ball inside or create something when the ball is cleared out. But we saw Gomez here for the entire match and it was not helping Liverpool in any shape. We noticed that Eriksen was the player responsible to drop down when United had the ball in the first half. This was the average positioning of Liverpool's players in the first half. Moving to the second half, Erik ten Hag concentrated on one thing: quick transitions. Manchester United played a couple of great link-up plays with their quick offensive transitions to put together some counter-attacks as Liverpool were trying to score the equalizer. You can see in these examples how Manchester United was taking the most out of those areas and trying to outnumber Liverpool during the transition. They mainly concentrated on keeping the ball on the ground and going for short passes until a forward run is performed behind the defensive line. Whether these passes connected or not, this did not worry Erik ten Hag as he believed that one chance is enough to score the second goal. Anthony Martial was subbed in to highlight these counter-attacks in the sense that he was playing some station roles and linking up with Rashford and anyone who had the chance to perform a run on the sides whenever he drops down. Liverpool had serious problems marking these runs as their full-backs pushed forward. The goal was scored by repeating the same idea of exploiting the bad positioning from Liverpool's backline. If the fullbacks are pushing forward, the midfield line should at least help with the defensive phase. Playing on the offside trap here was not very useful. Liverpool seemed to have the same build-up issues due to the late substitutions from Jurgen Klopp. I've highlighted some examples that shows how Milner playing out of position, as in having so much offensive responsibilities, caused Liverpool to lose possession and delayed attacks multiple times. The forward line here is pretty much out of the play. Here's another example where you can see that Milner had to carry the ball forward as he has so much spaces in front of him, but he plays this pass instead. Liverpool seemed to be positioned all over the place without specific link-up plays ideas that was applied on the pitch. We saw more individual efforts to break Manchester United's block, instead of some of the stuff that we saw from Manchester United in the first half, for example. Trent Alexander-Arnold continued to launch random long balls inside the box, when Liverpool didn't have a striker like Núñez, for example. Gomez was still poor on the ball. Manchester United's block was very compact and the players covered the spaces behind their teammates whenever they were pulled outside when marking an opposition. In this case, Salah tried a 1-2 pass but it didn't work out. The individual efforts were not enough to break this defensive system, with Varane and Martinez pairing in the centre-back position for the first time. This example shows why Fabinho had to start this game. When dropping down, Liverpool plays in a back 3, allowing the full-backs to push forward. So whenever the centre-back finds a passing option in the midfield, the full-back would be in a perfect position to receive the ball and pick up any runs from the forward line, completing a very well-built attack. Whenever they even kept the ball on the ground in the midfield, the attacking support inside the box was not enough. Something that was really important in United's victory was the fact that Erik ten Hag continued applying the high pressure in the second half. Even after scoring the second goal and being 2-0 up, the team continued pushing forward and didn't give Liverpool enough time with the build-ups. Finally, I wanted to speak about the Econo Coaches Academy as they have launched their new digital campus lately, so I recommend that you guys give it a try. Remember that you can sign up for free and enjoy the content when using the code MitsoJR. You can find more details in the description below. So that was it guys, I hope you have enjoyed the analysis. Let me know where do you see Manchester United finishing this season in the comments down below.